Good morning. My name's Joe Feller. That's Joefeller. I am chair of the Solano group of the Sierra Club. We have called this press conference specifically to address concerns that our attorneys have raised over the possible shipping of coal through Vallejo. These concerns were accentuated by the recent decision in the city of Oakland to the court decision overturning the ban on coal being shipped through the port of Oakland. So we had our attorneys review both the DEIR of the VMT, the environmental review of the Vallejo Marine Terminal that's going to be, that is proposed and is working through the process at City Hall. But we also had them look at our municipal code to see if there were any restrictions on the shipment of coal through the city of Vallejo. It turns out that there isn't. And in fact, our attorneys said that there were loopholes in the DEIR on the shipping of coal that you could drive a truck through. So that means the loopholes, even though there are statements in the DEIR saying that there won't be any coal shipments, there are loopholes that will eventually allow the shipment of coal. In addition, there are no restrictions on either coal or coal byproducts being shipped through either the new port or existing industrial space in Vallejo. So that means the city of Vallejo is wide open to coal byproducts, pozzolan, and various other coal-related substances going through it. We are therefore demanding of the City Council that they pass restrictions banning the use of coal. We know coal and coal byproducts, either the shipping of or the processing of in the city of Vallejo. Because this is so intrinsically tied up with the shipping of coal through the city of Richmond and through the city of Oakland, we feel that this is really a regional issue of the entire Bay Area. Therefore, we've invited a few speakers from those communities to talk about their struggles with coal and how it impacts the city of Vallejo. Our first speaker will be Javanka Beckles, from former city councilwoman of the city of Richmond.
Current city council.
Oh, you're still on the city council. My mistake. Current city council member.
Bravo.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you so very much.
You're welcome.
Well, good morning, everyone. My name is Javanka Beckles. I'm a two-term Richmond City Council member, and I would really like to thank the organizers for this invitation to speak with you today, and for the people for being here and sharing your insights into this matter. As a children's mental health specialist in Contra Costa County, I've found that the majority of children I work with are asthmatic. The air pollution in our air is so incredibly harmful. It's truly harmed them and their families. As a Richmond City Council member, I've fought hard to reduce Chevron's oil pollution, and I seek to protect the most vulnerable among us. I too, like you, don't want coal in our communities. I too oppose transportation of coal and other hazardous materials through our neighborhoods, especially low-income and communities of color. I've spoken out against the attempt to transport coal from Utah through the new bulk port of Oakland as well. Oakland is fighting that battle, and I fully support their efforts. Coal dust contains mercury, as many of you know, lead and other harmful toxic. It travels a long way. It's not easily contained. It blows off trains and into our air. The trains that can't be covered, they can't be covered because we know that it's possible that they auto-combust. Now, residents have told me in Richmond, as well as Oakland, as well as our neighboring communities, as well as Vallejo, that they've seen these uncovered coal trains parked next to our BART stations and our neighborhoods. This results in health costs to the people, such as missing school and missing work. It impacts our seniors and our children. It is absolutely our job as elected officials to protect our community's health and safety. Now in Richmond, we've passed resolutions supporting increased local, state, and federal regulations of the storage and handling of coal and pet coke. We've called on the Bay Area Air Quality Management Board to regulate air quality as it pertains to the storage, handling, and transportation of coal and pet coke. We've directed our staff to research similar pollution mitigation measures in Richmond. Now, last month, we discussed an amendment to our public nuisance policy that requires enclosure of coal and pet coke storage and transfer facilities and defining excessive and glaring light as defining it as a nuisance. Now, I stand with our communities from Vallejo to Oakland. I stand with our allies, such as the No Coal in Oakland and No Coal in Richmond, the Sierra Club, the Sunflower Alliance, the Richmond Progressive Alliance, APEN, and many others. In 2016, I came to speak in Vallejo. I remember coming to speak about environmental justice and the issue of a proposed cement plant being built next to low-income neighborhoods of color and near an elementary school. Now, I learned that this project has loopholes that allows a developer to ship coal plus cement. This will further negatively impact our children and our seniors, and this is an environmental injustice. Let's unite, people. Let's unite and pass legislation to ensure no coal comes through any of our communities. Thank you so very much.
Thank you so much, Javanka. We greatly appreciate your support. Thank you. Now I'd like to have Margaret Gordon from No Coal in Oakland. So, Margaret?
Right on, Margaret. Good morning, everyone. I'm also, as a founder and a co-director of a group called the West Oakland Environmental Indicators Project. We have been in the front of fighting coal for over 5 years before it even came to a project around the city of Oakland. And as Javanka said, that this is a regional issue, and it should be, all coal should be in the ground. Let it stay in the ground. We should not have to breathe additional air pollutants from nobody else in this region. We have laws, we have regulations, and we continue to have this fight about who has the right to have clean air. Let's keep it in the ground. Yeah. Keep it in the ground. Yeah. Keep it in the ground. Keep it in the ground. Keep it in the ground. And that's where it needs to stay. It should not be in our communities. Our children, our seniors, people who have immune system problems should not have to breathe any of this. And if we have to do this, we got to give stringent mitigations on these companies, and there's possibilities to either keep it in the ground or we have such stringent mitigations that they don't want to be here. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Miss Brown. Thank you for coming.
Miss Margaret.
Miss Margaret. Now I'd like to have Mr. Stephen Hallett representing Monica Brown. The Board of Supervisors representing Vallejo and the district impacted by this.
Good morning. Thank you to the Sierra Club and for Fresh Air Vallejo to putting this together. Supervisor Brown regrets that she can't be here today, but she has a board meeting today. You know, Supervisor Brown made a commitment to her constituents that we would fight this cement factory. The cement factory is 1,300 feet away from a school. It's 1,300 feet away from a school. The path that the trucks will travel are right in front of a park. There's houses near there. People are going to be living near this. This is not something that belongs near a school, near a park, near a residential neighborhood. And now we find out, after promises have been made, not the first ones that have been broken in this saga, that coal very well may be brought through here. And despite the assurances that, oh, we won't be doing that, if you actually read the EIR, it doesn't say we won't bring coal. All it says is that anything that will be handled in the future needs to be analyzed in a separate environmental impact analysis. In other words, that means this is a Trojan horse. They're going to put through this toxic cement factory, and then they're going to try to bring in coal. We are not going to stand for that. The people of Vallejo do not want this cement factory. We do not want coal, and we do not want more pollution in our towns. The people have spoken, and we do not want it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hallett, and thank Supervisor Brown for everybody here. Now I'd like to invite Askari Sawande, an environmental justice activist.
Hi, blessings. My name is Ms. Askari T. Sawande, and I've been asked to come here to speak to you in reference to coal. What I'm saying to you as a resident that has been here for 30 years, as I invested in my home, I did not invest in coal and or cement. I'm trying to do the best that I can. I did not invest in coal, nor did I invest in cement. And because of these different types of issues, it has affected my health in terms of emphysema. To say that these things will not affect our community is a lie. To say that these things will stay in one area. Does air stay in one area? Let's be clear, it does not. So it will disseminate all through Vallejo. What I say to you is that I, along with hundreds of thousands of people in this community, say to you, stop it. We don't want this here. Listen to what we have to say. It affects all of our youth, it affects our seniors, and it affects me and those that stand behind us. At what point, I say to you, will you listen to what the people have to say? Does not voting for you and our issues tell you that we want you to listen to us? So what you do is you get into office and then you decide that you will not listen to us, you will not return our phone calls, you will not stand by our side. Those of you that said that you would stand by us before you were elected no longer want to call us back, no longer want to stand by us. At what point do you say enough is enough and that we're going to listen to the people? I say to you, I choose to live. I say to you that I came to Vallejo on one purpose, coming from the East Coast, that this was a beautiful place to live. I say to you, do not take that right from me and listen to what I have to say. I thank you for that blessing.
Thank you so much, Askari. Now we'd like to have Peter Brooks from Fresh Air Vallejo.
Hey, Peter. Peter. Hello, my name is Peter Brooks. I'm the president of a local organization that came together in 2015 called Fresh Air Vallejo. The city of Vallejo is not protected from coal and coal byproducts. But it's not too late for the city to step up, to do the right thing, to block the coal trains from rolling through our community. Yeah. And while they're at it, it's time for City Hall to become a champion for justice and finally reject the dirty cement factory and port that an overseas corporation is trying to shove into our community. Yeah. Cement, dust, and coal. Cement, dust, and coal is dumb and dumber. I want to thank the watchdogs at the Sierra Club and our friends in Richmond and Oakland and West Oakland who fight coal in their communities, and the good people across Vallejo coming together to tell City Hall to shut the coal loophole. Yeah. Shut the coal loophole. No coal in Vallejo, and give us the healthy, clean future that Vallejo deserves. Yeah. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you, Peter. And our final speaker will be Joseph Mickelson.
You don't want to call me? Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Joe Mickelson. I'm a combat veteran from Korea. Fought hard there, and I'm still fighting. I'll be fighting until my days are over for the betterment of our community. I'm 87 years old. I have a lot more knowledge than a lot of you people as far as past experience. Now, I want to say this, ladies and gentlemen, that this is not a city of Vallejo problem. It is a state of California and federal government serious involvement because the Carquinez Straits belongs to the belongs to the federal government. That's federal waters. It's between Contra Costa County and Solano County. And I have invited the federal government into this situation through my political connections. I'm an ex-Ronald Reagan man. There's a medal he put around my neck. I'm still fighting, and I'm going to keep fighting. But this is a federal involvement, which is going to be reviewed in the next few days to bring them in and tell them what the real truth is. Coal is a very wonderful product in a lot of respects, if it's handled right. It saved England many, many years ago in our history. The big deal with coal right now is it's a product that produces steam. Steam is very widely used by petroleum factories to run their burners and all their equipment. You drive by a petroleum producing organization, you'll see steam clouds coming out all over the place, and that's what runs their motors and all their motivations. It's a cheap power for them. Now, right now we have doubled the ships coming in through the Golden Gate, and there's some people here that know that very rapidly. I don't want to mention their names. And what's happening is there are paid people by rich politicians that are trying to promote the opening up of the Carquinez Straits. Basically, you ready for this? They're interested in the port of Sacramento for involving in getting refineries in that area. They're trying to turn this into an industrial area, which it is not. As the city of Vallejo knows, this is not industrial property. It should be residential property. People have spent millions of dollars up in the upper hills with a very, very modern housing project and whatnot, and people around. I asked some of the people that are paying money to the politicians for their vote if I could prove to them that it was a health and safety issue, they would change their attitude and not spend money promoting politicians. I'm a professional doctor in the United States Army, orthopedic surgeon. I'm an industrial builder. I've built a lot of buildings around Fairfield, Oakland, and Folsom. So I have a good education in business. I'm a good businessman. And today, we're here representing the silent majority that has a lot of power. The power is at your votes. And so we got to get rid of these people that are sitting on their hands looking for advancement in their careers to walk away and using Vallejo as another stepping stone like many, many people in the past have.
All right. Thank you, Joe.
So I'm only allowed 2 minutes or they're going to pull me off of here. But thank you, but I'm working, you gentlemen. I'm working hard and heavy. Thank you.
Thank you, Joseph. So again, in summation, the Sierra Club, with our allies, are asking the City Council to pass restrictions on the shipping and processing of coal and coal byproducts. We will be asking formally this evening, will be our first step, but we will also be entering into meetings with the current City Council to implement restrictions and protections for both the citizens and the children of Oakland. Are there any questions? Excuse me?
Oakland and Vallejo.
Oakland, it's a regional issue. It's Oakland and Richmond and Vallejo and Stockton and Sacramento. It's a regional estuary that we need to protect the entire watershed.
9 counties around.
Yes, sir.
Federal water.
Heard from the city council at all about closing the loopholes? Have you had meetings?
Yes, we've had a couple of meetings. Some members of the council are for it. We'll have the rest of our meetings over the next several weeks. It really comes down to what the city attorney says and what city staff says. But if the council refuses to support our position, we will take that into consideration as the elections in November come up.
Be here before you know it.
Are there any other questions?
Is there any pending litigation? Is anyone planning litigation?
At this point, no. Our question is the DEIR, which is the Draft Environmental Impact Report, was supposed to be completed and submitted to the council. This is on the cement factory and the port. Was supposed to be submitted to the council in May, and it still hasn't been submitted to the council. Now, the rumors we hear is that it's going to be postponed until after the November election, which we think is incredibly cynical. Cynical is the only word I can use.
How many years has this been going on?
It's been going on at least 6 years. Since the original. No horse and for it. Yes, sir.
For Oakland, are you going to appeal the judge's ruling?
Yes.
You are?
Yeah, it's been submitted already.
Yes, it's been already.
Were there or some 4 council members supported by special interests that are for the project? Apparently.
Yeah.
Well, I can't answer that. There is something called the Jumpstart Vallejo PAC, and as I understand it, they got out of area donations. I'm not aware of any direct donations to the 4, but I don't think that other than the 2 council people that we've had the opportunity to talk to at this point, I don't think the rest of the council understand the threat of coal. And I don't even believe that out-of-town donations will impact that over the threat of coal to our citizens and our children.
There are 4 of them that this covers, 4 council members.
I have a question. I'm sorry, I have a question. This sounds like a regional issue. What are the positions of the 3 counties? Solano, Alameda, Contra Costa, and also what's the position of the state? Or are they involved at all?
Well, the state is involved through regulatory issues. Through we have 2 9-county groups that may be involved with this. That would be MTC and Bay Area Quality Management. MTC is a Metropolitan Transportation Committee, and so with these 2 organizations involved, but those are the 9-county regional issues. There are informational talks with the State Air Resources Board and also with the Water Board with the state of California. The rest of the county, though, has really little impact in this because it's on city land.
Also, Attorney General Becerra wrote a letter to the court supporting no coal in Oakland and banning coal.
I have a question. Is it true that if this is approved, that they'll have unlimited use of the rail lines?
Yes.
I don't know, unlimited. The council again would have the opportunity to put some restrictions in, but there's a question on if those restrictions would stand because the railroads are federally controlled.
Who's responsible for the tracks that haven't been used in over 20 years?
Well, either a private company, which would be I think it's called the North.
I just realized that when they were working the smart train, that ran up and down tracks before anybody ever went on in the smart train. Do you think we'll get the same thing on our tracks to make sure they're safe coming through our neighborhoods?
Well, regardless of that, we don't have the overpasses. I mean, we don't have overpasses over the tracks. They will interrupt traffic even if they are safe. And they will interrupt traffic going to our hospitals, specifically. Yes, sir.
Question. Knowing the history of Vallejo, several years in the activism area, how difficult, how challenging it is to fight for good things, the right things that work for the people, what are some of the next steps that you have to counter the flying under the radar approach of the RSM4?
Well, I don't want to speak about specific blocks on the council. I think that all the council members, once they realize the threat that coal has to the city of Vallejo, that they will respond appropriately.
My question is,
Yes.
what are we going to do in terms of truly bringing in green jobs that are really green and non-effective on the community, that produces real jobs, not automated jobs for only just a few people or so, or won't create problems? No, green jobs, real.
I would say that we will elect green candidates. Yeah. That's the way to do it. All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.